Today's episode of the Top 10 Contraventions issued to SASM members in 2022 deals with the Regulation 3-4, duty of the employer or contractor to provide information. First, we need to discuss workers' rights because this one falls right into it. There are 3 enshrined rights woven into our health and safety legislation. Number 1, the right to know. Everyone has a right to know of any existing or potential hazards associated with their job and the right to know about and have protection from those hazards. Also, the right to know about the rights and the legislation applying to your workplace. 2, the right to participate. Everyone has the right to participate in keeping their workplace safe by identifying health and safety concerns and includes interaction with or involvement as a member of the Occupational Health and Safety Committee, or if you are a very small employer, the health and safety representative. 3, the one that most people know, the right to refuse. Everyone has the right to refuse unusually dangerous work if there is reasonable grounds to believe that the act or series of acts is unusually dangerous to their health and safety or the health and safety of any other worker at the place of employment. One more thing you need to know about is discriminatory action. First, what is it? In the Employment Act 3-11I, discriminatory action means any action or threat of action by an employer that does or would adversely affect a worker with respect to any terms or conditions of the employment or opportunity for promotion, and includes termination, layoff, suspension, demotion or transfer of a worker, discontinuation or elimination of a job, change of a job location, reduction in wages, changes in hours of work, reprimand, coercion, intimidation, or the imposition of any discipline or other penalty. In the Act, Section 3-35, in short, no employer shall take discriminatory action against a worker because the worker acts or has acted in compliance with the Act or the regulations, or has made contact with occupational health and safety. There's a lot more to that one. Check it out if you want more information. The moral of that long story is that Regulation 3-4 falls right into the workers' rights to know. Let's look at the regulation we're here to talk about. Duty of an employer or contractor to provide information. 3-4, an employer or contractor shall A, make readily available for reference by the worker a copy of 1, the Act, 2, any regulation made pursuant to the Act that apply to the place of employment or any work done there, and 3, any standards adopted in the regulation that address work practices or procedures and that apply to the place of employment or to any work done there. So print off a copy of the Employment Act and the Occupational Health and Safety Regulations 2020 and have it somewhere where it can be easily found by the workers without them having to ask for it. So not in a supervisor's locked office or somewhere they can't get it by themselves. Second part, any standards adopted in the regulations is a little more complicated, but I have a trick for you. Go to Saskatchewan.ca, press the tab Business and Industry, scroll down to Safety in the Workplace, and select. Then find Approved Standards and Practices. On the left-hand side, there is a list of all the parts in the regulation that make a statement like to an approved standard. Once pressed, it will show all the standards that relate to each exact regulation in the part. Most standards need to be purchased. If you talk to a SASM advisor, they could let you know roughly what the standard says, but they cannot share a copy of the standard with you. 3-4 has B. Let's look at it. 3-4B, if the information mentioned in Clause A or in Section 3-16 of the Act will be posted, provide a suitable bulletin board to be used primarily to post information on health and safety related to the place of employment. So you need to have a health and safety bulletin board, and that it's used primarily for health and safety information. So no cars for sale, lunch menus, apartments for rent, that kind of stuff. Let's look at the Employment Act, Section 3-16. Duty to provide information, 3-16(1). In this section, required information, A, means any information that an employer, contractor, owner, or supplier knows or may reasonably be expected to know that 1. May affect the health and safety of any person who works at the place of employment, or 2. Is necessary to identify and control any existing or potential hazard with respect to any plant or any process, procedure, biological substance, or chemical substance used at the place of employment. And B, includes any prescribed information. Prescribed information would include any time the act or regulation indicated something must be posted, like the harassment policy. There's a lot of information in that paragraph, so there will be no room for the cars for sale signs anyway. As always, if you need more information, you can contact any SASM advisor or go to sasm.ca to contact us there.